So guys, the Arizona Cardinals just went out and did what nobody thought would happen in a million years. They went on the road and took down the San Francisco 49ers in a wild 1-point game. We saw Kyler Murray take his zone read to the house. So many things went well in this game, and I want to talk about it all. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We're on the road to 40,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe we can get there super fast. Alright, so as I said, Kyler Murray was phenomenal in this game. But he was not perfect to say the least, which really just makes me think about how scary this offense can be when everything is clicking later on in the season. He threw for 195 yards, but did have an interception. But again, a lot of his production in this game came from his legs. This game really started off going back and forth. Kyler had that zone read house call, and then Ayuk had a huge play to get the Niners in scoring position. But the Cardinals defense stood tall, stuffing a Brock Purdy scramble. The Cardinals secondary didn't do a terrible job, but sometimes better O just wins the battle. Especially in today's game. The offense just has a huge advantage with all the rules, they're allowed to grab on, all that sort of stuff. The defense just has no leverage. Budda Baker had a huge game with 8 tackles and 4 assists. He really made his presence felt, and he set the tone for the rest of the defense. It's always good to have a leader that is also one of the best players on your team. I think a lot of the young guys playing around him look up to him, and since he is so good, he has the ability to give advice on so many things, and everybody is going to listen right away. The defense forced 2 critical interceptions that really changed the game, and that is huge against a guy like Brock Purdy, who is known for not really turning the ball over like that. Brock Purdy did have a lot of yards, he had a solid first half, but he had 16 incompletions, and I'm sure any team would take that against the Niners and the offensive firepower that they have. Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't have a huge performance, but his presence is already starting to be felt, which is crazy to say about a rookie. He's got 2 guys that are at least paying attention to him throughout the course of a game. So he just by himself is already starting to open up the offense. And that only makes me think what things could be like in the future when the Cardinals bring in another star caliber receiver next to him, whether it's through the draft or free agency. Because defenses aren't going to be able to handle trying to keep track of him and then another guy as well. By the time the final buzzer sounded, Marvin had 2 catches and 36 yards. Not a standout stat line, but he was still effective. One of the biggest reasons why the Cardinals won this game was the defense making goal line stands and forcing field goals. And that right there is the thing that's going to be the difference of the Cardinals being a 9 or 10 win team or being a 7 win team. If they can continue to go up against the best teams in the NFC and force 3 points instead of 7, I know this is kind of obvious stuff, but that's going to give the offense a better chance to win games in the 4th quarter. Again, I know the Cardinals are only 2-3, but you know what a win like this can do for a young team like this. When you beat a top dog, you believe you can beat anyone. And now they are super motivated for this upcoming Packers game. Because if they can pull off another huge upset, they will officially be on the radar. And you don't want to let a young talented team like this get hot. I mean, we are only 2 years out from when this was a relevant team. They still have the talent, they are healthy, they are ready to do this. They still have the talent, they have the youth, they are ready to make some noise. Anyways, getting back to the game against the 49ers, the Cardinals' resiliency really stood out to me. Right before halftime, they thought they had a tie game, but the field goal got blocked, the Niners took it to the house, and all of a sudden, they were down double digits. Most young teams would have been deflated, but they never put their heads down and they kept grinding. And that shows a lot about what this team could be this year. Now let's switch gears and talk about the defense and some of the standout players. Mack Wilson had a really good game. He had an interception along with 5 tackles. I remember him when he was on the Cleveland Browns. He was one of my favorite players on the defensive side of the ball. And then Sean Murphy-Bunting had an interception as well. And Barnes and Jones each had a sack up front. Here's what some of the defensive guys had to say in their post-game interviews about their performance.
What did you see on that play?
To be honest, the possession before, I let Kittle run me over, get the first down. And, you know, I had to try to wipe it out my memory. Next play I was in on it. Jesse forced the forced fumble. And just before going out there in that last series, you know, I'm big on manifestation. So I told my coaches, teammates, this opportunity for us to get one. And I told them I'm going to go catch a pick. And I just put it in the universe, man. And thank God he blessed me with that. I needed that. I ain't catch one since last year Cowboys game, so it felt good.
Throughout the whole week and watching film on each and every player, you know, just don't like them. You know, on Sunday, you know, that's that time where you just have a good time. You play free, and you know, you go against those guys. So it's, you know, definitely going into the 49ers. Last year I didn't play against them. I was hurt. So going to San Fran will be fun, you know, and you know, playing against a really good team.
The Cardinals didn't come into this season with high expectations on defense. They had some pieces, but this team is still far from completing the puzzle. But they are showing glimpses of what they can be as the young guys gain experience. I mean, I know 23 points isn't crazy, but holding San Francisco to 23 is most definitely a step in the right direction, to say the least. We knew the Cardinals offense would get back on track this season. At least anyone who was paying attention knew that. Kyler Murray is him. He's got all the tools and has the DNA to make big time plays. All he was missing is a guy he could throw the ball up to under pressure. And the Cardinals now have that with Marvin Harrison Jr. And as he matures and gains experience, the connection is gonna go crazy. Here is what Kyler and Maserati Marv had to say in their post-game interviews about this game.
Yeah, man, we had to get it going. You know, first half I felt like they were doing a good job stopping it. You know, we leaned on the guys up front that you know, those last couple drives to get it done. No, I mean I knew once Elijah got that block and I cleared the two dudes, I was gone. So it's always, you know, it's not many times you get to do that in the NFL. But to be able to finally, you know, hit a long run was good. It's fun.
Down at half, still felt really good about what we were doing. Had a couple plays go against us there, you know, with the block kick for a touchdown and the interception. Game kind of swung in their favor. You know, but we battled, man. They were convicted at halftime. We talked about it all week, what kind of game it was going to be. We wanted to get to the fourth quarter and have a chance to win the game, and that's what we did. So,
anyways, in terms of the rushing game, James Conner had 86 yards, and Murray himself had 83 on the ground as well. We just found out that Will Hernandez will be out for the season. That is super unfortunate. That's a big blow to this O-line. But if the line can continue to manage to block the way they are, and just find ways to get the job done, the Cardinals have an unlimited ceiling as the offense starts to get chemistry with each other. Here's what some of the other guys and the coaching staff had to say. So yeah, overall, this was a humongous win for this team. I think it really opened up a lot of people's eyes in both the local and national media, and I know nobody's really paying attention to the media on this team, but it's still nice to be on the map. And with a big game against the Packers coming up, you already know what this team is trying to do. They want to repeat that performance and prove to everyone that it was no fluke. Let me know your thoughts about the win over the 49ers in the comments below, and also how you are feeling about this team in general. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point in the video, and if you enjoyed and haven't yet, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe, because your support truly does mean the world. And also, let me know what you would like to see next, and until then, I will see you all later.